perimeter and circumference is all about the outside of something. So it's all the distances you have all around outside of an object. Circumference is, of course, the perimeter of a circle. So how do you work this out? So we've got these three shapes here. We've got a rectangle, we've got, what have we got here? Is that an octagon? Yeah, an octagon, and we've got a circle. Although this circle looks like it kind of sort of is melting in the sun for a little bit too long. But nonetheless, here we go. So, we've got to work out the perimeter at the outside. Now, it's just also a fun fact to know. You might notice these little dashes on the side here. Hopefully you might remember that whatever dashes are the same, so for instance this 4 centimeters mark here has one mark and one mark there, that means this bottom side is the same length. The side that has the 2 dashes, which has 3 centimeters here, is also 3 centimeters on this other side. Over here, it means here that every side is 3 centimeters. Why? Because that's got a dash, a dash, 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 just like that. And obviously, we don't have any dashes over here, but we'll come to that very shortly. Alright, so we're going to add the perimeter. Now, when you're doing your working out, it's certainly worthwhile to do everything vertically. So, perimeter, which we can use the letter P, because who needs to write whole words in maths? It's maths, not English. So P is equal to 4 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3. 4 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3. So 4 plus 3, okay. So we've got 7 plus 4 plus 3 is 7, 14. Now, some of you might think, well, there we go, that's the answer done. No, because that is wrong. Why? Because it doesn't have units on it. So it needs to make sure what units was it? Well, looking back up here, it says centimeters. Make sure you double check your units, because sometimes some people might put centimeters when actually they're all in meters. Now this friend here, so this is all the perimeter here, the outside here, it's just all these different sides. Now of course they are all the same side, so I don't need to do plus, 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 plus like that. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is 8 sides, so it's 8 times 3, because they're all the same size. I could have done 3 plus 3 plus 3, but no, it's much easier just to do how many sides, they're all the same size, so 8 times 3, 24. Now of course I'm checking my units, so centimeters there, so 24 centimeters. Now this friend's a little bit different. Well, we're going to work out the circumference, which is not a knighthood, but nonetheless it is the outside of a circle. That's right. So here we go, we're going to work out the circumference. Now the circumference is worked out with a very special formula. Anything involving circles involves our friend pi. Now hopefully you might remember pi. Pi is, looks like that little sign there. And essentially it's what's called an irrational number. An irrational number is a number that cannot be simplified to a fraction or to a convenient decimal. Basically it's a number that has an infinite number of decimal places. But essentially we describe it as a number that cannot be simplified as a fraction, or cannot be expressed as a fraction. So there we go. It's a rational. Another fun rational number would be a lot of square roots. So for instance, the square root of 2 is an irrational number. The square root of 3 is an irrational number. Square root of 4 is not. Why? Because the square root of 4 is in fact 2, because 2 squared is 4. Remember, the square root is the opposite of squared, but we digress. So anyway, to 3 decimal places, we can summarize pi to be 3.142. So we've got 3 centimeters here is our radius. So this is our radius. If I was to double the radius, so going all the way distance across, that is the diameter. Is the whole distance. So what would be the diameter? Yeah. Well, 2 times 3, 6 centimeters, you're right. So 6 centimeters is the diameter. So, circumference is worked out as 2 pi r, r for radius. In other words, it's the diameter times by pi. Much like, you can imagine like a rectangle is length by width, when you're working out area and things like that. Essentially, the circumference is pi times by the diameter. But we usually find it in this form. If you ever see it in any textbook or anything like that, it's usually written in this form. So 2 times pi times r, so 2 times 3.142 times by, which we get 3 centimeters. Okay, so it's 18.852 centimeters. There we go. And that is the circumference.